both in Canada and South Africa. Well, to tell us more, we are joined by Nicole Brooks. I saw you grooving to that montage that we saw at the start of this interview. Won't you bring us into that? What is that all about?
Oh, you know, I get excited. So to contextualize, I am the creator, the writer, the composer, and I'm the artist in Obeah Opera.
Sheesh.
Yes. So
You're a busy woman.
It's just very exciting to be on this platform. So thank you for having me and to have it exposed to South Africa for the first time.
Let's talk about how the conversation between you and Denis to create something like this came about, and what was so significant to do it for women, particularly women who are in the arts, and they'll now be getting an opportunity to showcase what they're made of in, you know, completely different environments to completely unique audiences.
Absolutely. Well, first, I just want to acknowledge how awesome it is that South Africa has a whole month dedicated to women right here in August. And for me, I'm like, being here and talking about this work is very significant. So the story of Obeah Opera is based off of a very famous witch trial that happened in the Americas in 1692. It's called the Salem Witch Trials. And usually this story, when it's told, it's about the plight of white women who were accused of witches. However, historically, it shows that a black woman was the first accused, and her name was Tituba. When I started to research more, I looked at it and I said, well, how come there's this one black woman and then there's all these other white women? And when I started to research more, I saw that there were more black women who were stolen from Africa, brought to the Americas, who were also accused, but they were eliminated from the history. So for me, it was very important to give voice to the voiceless and to also rewrite history, because a lot of times, especially in the Americas, blacks are written out of history or told through the eyes of the colonizers. And so now I was like, let's take that power back. Let's give women back their power. Let's repatriate them. Let's honor them and allow them to tell the story how they would have told it.
And I think you've done it in such a beautiful way. I mean, nothing speaks, you know, true to who black women are more than, you know, being able to tell their own stories.
Yes.
And that is something that we're seeing that, you know, is becoming more and more perpetuated in society, where we're encouraging black women to come out and have their stories heard. Let's talk about just from an artistic perspective. You mentioned so many titles. I don't understand how you're managing to keep a clear head.
I don't either.
How did you guys put this together? Let's talk about the process of finding the cast, deciding on the music, imaging, and everything else that went into this production.
Well, let's start with the cast. So we're actually still in the process. So it is this work is going to resurge in Canada in 2019.
I hope you're looking at me as a potential.
I am looking at you right now. We'll talk about it afterwards. And this is actually part of the reason why I'm here now, is to promote the work and to also seek out the talent. In Canada, they were actually very surprised when they said, you know, what are you going to do with this work? And I said, well, in order for it to live, it needs to tour. It needs to reach world audiences. And they were like, okay, so you're thinking New York, you're thinking, you know, these places. I said, no, I'm thinking South Africa. And they were like, why not an American? And I said, I believe that the music that I've written, in part, is influenced by South Africa. I have a love affair for this country. I'm looking to make this some way my home, to be perfectly honest. That's how much I love the culture. I love the people. And I said, it's easier for a South African to play in these roles than an American who
Thank you so much for recognizing that, because I think that's been the plight of many South African artists, to say we don't need other American actors and actresses
also pretending to make that accent or to what have you. And I said, listen, as a person of Caribbean heritage, it's easier. We have a character in the play that's, you know, a mother, like a grandmother or what have you. And I said, right now it's performed by an elder in the Caribbean, but I can imagine a South African woman being all Mama Africa playing it.
Indeed.
And then also as well, with the Caribbean and such closeness to Africa, the movements, the sound, everything is so much closer. So I'm really excited. But everybody was shocked that I said I want to start this work in South Africa on an international stage. Even more so, it's unparalleled to ask for South Africans to come to Canada and be a part of the cast. Now, as you said in your opening, a lot of people are like, wow, the entire cast is women. Absolutely, because I also wanted to give the power of telling the story completely. So there's gender bending. Women are playing men. We're playing all the parts because our voices interpret absolutely everything that happens. And then everybody was shocked that even though I use the word opera, it's not European based. It's based in black music with African and traditional Caribbean folk songs, dances. And I think it was the best way to tell the story because music in itself is universal, especially with this topic of slavery.
Well, we are out of time, but just for people who'd love to get in touch with you, who'd like to get more information, and, you know, hopefuls like myself who want to maybe audition for you,
please.
How can we get in touch?
Very easy. If you see that title right there, if you go to www.obeahopera.com, you can reach me there. All the information is there. It comes directly to me. And I am working with Denis Ackulay from My Arts. He is the co-producer for South Africa, so you can also reach him as well. Just Google him and you'll be able to find him as well.
Oh, phenomenal. Nicole Brooks, high five to you, girl. I'm going to give you a big hug just now.
Please.
Thank you so much for honoring women in the arts in this way. I wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Nicole Brooks talking to us about the Obeah Opera, which is set to perform here in South Africa as well as Canada this year and beyond. So make sure you follow up on all the information that she just gave out, and who knows, you might be cast in the Obeah Opera and tell, you know, a truly black woman's story for other black women. Right.